What's going on, everybody? C4 here, and welcome to the newest episode of the Realistic Rebuilds. This should be coming at you guys on Sunday. If you follow me on Twitter, which is at PapaXC4. Basically, I had the flu, like super high fever. At one point I thought I had to go to the hospital. Then basically went to the doctor, found I had bronchitis. So I'm still slowly trying to catch my videos, which is why you didn't get the rebuild on Friday. It's coming for you on Sunday. But it was already predetermined that we are going to be doing the Green Bay Packers today. And it's an interesting rebuild. Like I said, we're down to, like, when I look at the teams we have yet left to rebuild, there's probably only two of them. We have the Broncos and the Bucks that are really probably going to, like, stress my rebuilding potential, my rebuilding talent. We have the Packers, we have the Cowboys, Vikings, Falcons, Rams, and a Vegas Raiders. Moving the Raiders to Las Vegas would be another one. So for this Packers one, like I said, it's not a crazy type of rebuild. Obviously, we can look at the offensive line here and get better. But anytime you have Aaron Rodgers, who in this sim, more often than not, wins the MVP, we're probably going to be fairly successful. So looking at the roster really quick, I kind of looked through it, and I only found one guy I want to use as trade bait. But we have Aaron Rodgers here. He's 33, he's 99. He's good for the 5-year rebuild. The running backs, we have Jamal Williams. We have Aaron Jones, fan of the channel, who I'm going to make our starter. We threw Tom Montgomery up on the trade block because he's 77, but he also has a quick dev trait, which I wasn't completely aware of before. I mean, if I really wanted to make him my lead back, I'm pretty sure I could make him the starter, and he would develop fairly nice. But come on, we're always going to use Aaron Jones in this scenario. For those of you that don't know the Aaron Jones story, I'm sure someone will let you know in the comment section, or you pop into a live stream, and I'll break it down there. You know what? Screw it. So basically, everyone always asks me, because around draft time, I'm usually the go-to for draft prospects and talking about guys like that. Someone asked me what my thoughts were on Aaron Jones, and I gave basically two answers. First one I got way back during the football season, and someone said, "Hey C4, how do you feel about Aaron Jones?" I said, "His tape looks really, really good, really explosive. Has a pretty good offensive line there. Now he has Will Hernandez, who's going this year in the draft, could be a first-round offensive guard. I think he looks pretty good." And then someone asked me during the draft process, "What do you think?" And I think, he's probably going to go between rounds 5 and 7, which he did, and he's probably going to have to battle for a roster spot. Might need to go on practice squad to start. Pretty much almost all of that happened. Like 85% of that happened, and eventually Aaron Jones himself, it found its way back to him and his brother, who plays at UTEP, and a couple other UTEP players, and we had a little bit of a beef going on, but then we eventually smoothed things over. And ever since then, Aaron Jones is my adopted son, and seeing him do well in the NFL is nice. I think he got arrested or something like that not too long ago, but ultimately Aaron Jones will be our starter. We got a fullback there. Wide receivers, we got Jordan Nelson. He's 32. He's just pretty much going to be a placeholder. Devontae Adams, who got signed to a long-term deal. We had him for 5 years. He's going to be our big-time target. Randall Cobbs, really, revealing the wide receiver core is going to be something that I'm going to try to do. Because, like I said, Cobb will be here for a little bit, but his contract and his development probably has peaked. So if we can dump him off the books, I'm not expecting him to develop much. But Devontae Adams, I'm expecting him to get into the 90s. Tight end, we don't really have a viable option here at tight end. We can just hopefully land one in free agency or draft one. Offensive line, we have franchise left tackle right there. That's nice. No. What's this? Any of these guys have good dev? Oh, there we go. That's actually not bad. Lindsey, 77 with a quick dev. Should be fine. Definitely need a right guard. Definitely need a right tackle. So we need 3 spots on the offensive line with center and left tackle being the only, we're fine. Might be fine there, 23.76, that's not terrible. We got Mike Daniels here, 28, he's a 90, so we have to be a little bit worried about his age, but he should be serviceable for the time being. Here's a big dog, Kenny Clark, 21, nose tackle, 92 overall. Kenny Clark and DeForest Buckner after the last couple of roster updates. The overalls are absolutely absurd, so that's very nice to see that. Clay Matthews, we'll hold on to him for now. 87 overall, still productive, but not a long-term option. Blake Martinez, though, both these linebackers, our linebacking core looks set, 88 and 81, and I think Martinez was tied. Like, there's a 3-way tie for the leading tackler in the NFL this year. And we have Ryan here's an 81. We have Nick Perry, 27. We'll probably gamble on Nick Perry being up for this team for the whole rebuild. So really, outside of Clay Matthews, our linebacking core is set. Secondary, we have Demarius Randall is 25.83. That's good. Kevin King is 22.74. I have yet to really see him develop really, really well, but we'll see what happens here. Looking at the safeties, we got Shawn Clinton-Dix. I refuse to call him Ha-Ha. And we got Morgan Burnett, but we also have Josh Jones. What I'm going to do here, actually, is I'm going to try to put Burnett up here on the trade block and roll with Josh Jones as our starter. So when you look at this team here, really, we want to try to build up the offensive line a little bit, get younger at wide receiver, And, yeah, just basically, kind of fill in some holes here and there. But for the most part, this team's going to go as far as Aaron Rodgers is going to take us. So let's jump into year number 1 and see what we can do. All right, so here we are at the end of year number 1, and we did not make the playoffs. Little surprising, to be honest with you there. We finished 8-8, so second in the NFC North. 11-5 was the Minnesota Vikings. Look at the regular season stats: 5,200 yards, 43 touchdowns, 13 picks for Aaron Rodgers. An exceptional season from him. We got 900 yards, 10 TDs from Aaron Jones, who I said was going to be our lead back. We got 7 TDs here from Ty Montgomery, 2 touchdowns from Mr. Aaron Rodgers. Oof, all right, we got almost 100 catches, 1,300 yards, 10 TDs for Randall Cobb, 1,114 for Jordy Nelson, 1,005 from Devontae Adams, 681 and 6 from Lance Kendricks, almost 403 from Aaron Jones, 403 from just absurd numbers on the offensive side. Defensively, Martinez, 159 tackles, 116 for Clay Matthews. We got 13.5 sacks from Mike Daniels, 11.5 from Clay Matthews, 9 from Kenny Clark. As well as 5 picks from Clinton Dix, 3 from Blake Martinez, 2 from Clay Matthews, 2 from Kevin King, and a couple individual picks there. Looking at the yearly awards, MVP went to Aaron Rodgers. Hey, we won the MVP with an 8-8 record. That would not happen in today's NFL, but it's about time. If you go back through all the rebuilds I've done and how many times I've got robbed for MVP, it's at least nice to get ones that we maybe not deserved. Offensive Player of the Year went to Aaron Rodgers. We're going to have probably no one else there. Defensive Player of the Year went to Brandon Graham. Blake Martinez being a runner-up at number 2. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to Chris Carson. Aaron Jones, runner-up at number 2. Defensive Rookie of the Year went to Jared Davis. Kevin King at number 7. So, I mean, we had great individual performances, but the team effort kind of sucked with that 8-8 record. Not really sure where were we weak at? No, we didn't have a 1,000-yard rusher, but you're not going to have a 1,000-yard rusher when you're putting up, 3,000-yard receivers and you have the MVP at quarterback. So, I mean, Rodgers got sacked 28 times. I mean, we could definitely work on building up the offensive line a little bit. We have some decent XP here, 6,000, 7,000, 11,000-ish. But, I mean, we had turnovers, we had sacks, I don't know, man. Maybe it's just a little bit of an off season because this team definitely feels like they're on the brink of being, well, because they are in real life, a playoff contender. So let's just see. We're not going to lose anyone in free agency. Like I said, there's no free agents to talk about. Let's just have a good draft and, see what happens in year number 2. All right, so here's our draft class after not signing anyone in free agency. Very, very good, especially when we get to the dev trait. So in the first round, we got an 81 overall corner with a normal dev trait. The speed was kind of, I didn't want to gamble on the speed. But he had all the combine measurables that I wanted from the drill standpoint, from the grade standpoint. And he's an 81, man, so we made it Mike Hughes from UCF. Pretty much the last of the real consensus first-round cornerbacks for the 2018 draft we've yet to use in realistic rebuilds. And I'm actually a really big fan of Mike Hughes, one of the best run support corners in college football. In the second round here, we got a 77 left guard. He already has a confidence hit. But he has the negative there, 76. It's fine. We don't really need a left guard right away. I just more so was trying to gamble a little bit as we tried to bulk up our offensive line. In the third round here, we got an 80 overall right guard with a quick dev trait. He was number 17 overall in the draft, so it was a really, really good draft pick. We made him Skylar Phillips from Idaho State, an actual prospect, very much like Sam Jones. We're using a couple of the last few interior offensive linemen we've yet used in a realistic rebuild. So here's Skylar Phillips. He's going to start day 1 at right guard. We needed a new starter there, and very happy to have him. He's an absolute monster. And then finishing out with our last of our starters in the fourth round, we get a 74 center, which we made James Daniels, who's regarded as really the top or second best center in this year's draft class, because he got that superstar dev trait, homie. Low strength, when you look at the combine, didn't scout him, had a bad bench press, but I went with the traits, only got 84 run block, 81 pass, 84 impact. There you go. You welcome Aaron Rodgers. You get yourself 3 brand new starters on the offensive line. We just got a couple other fodder here. We missed on here a draft pick, a wide receiver with lots of speed, a decent guard, decent tackle. It is what it is. We more so went with the offensive line and get a new starter back there to play with Demarius Randall and Kevin King. So that's our draft class. Let's get this stuff done and make a big time impact in year number 2. All right, so as we get ready for year number 2, things pretty much the same here. Aaron Jones up to an 81. Adams up to an 81, some regression here from Jordy Nelson and Randall Cobb. Offensive line looks completely different. Bakhtiari's 93. We have Corey Lindsley from center to left guard. We have James Daniels, Phillips, and Jones all starting from the center to the right side. We actually have Gary Barnish, who I guess we signed in free agency. I can't remember. Again, maybe that's the cold medication that I'm currently on. Why not? Let's throw old Gary Barnish up there. Defensive stays pretty much same. Kenny Clarkson 93. We got Mike Hughes starting now with the Randall. Linebackers stay the same. Jordan Jones up to a 77. So, yeah, let's see if we can do better than 8-8. Maybe we can repeat as MVP of the league with Aaron Rodgers. Let's find out. All right, so here we are at contract time. Things are getting a little sticky with contracts because we don't have a whole lot of money. But I'm looking at the roster here. I think we're going to come down to a decision between Jordy Nelson and Clay Matthews as to who we're going to re-sign. And I think it's going to be more so Jordy Nelson than Mr. Clay. I mean, we might have enough. How much cash do we got here? $72 million worth of cap. So we definitely have more than enough to deal with to get both these guys back. But, I mean, Randall Cobb. We got, okay, Clinton Dixon needs to come back. He's 25. He's only going to get better. Same with Demarius Randall. He's definitely going to be a part of our future. Same with Jake Ryan. Montgomery could probably go. I'm probably going to... Okay, Jake Ryan, Randall, Clinton Dix, and Jordy Nelson will be the big ones. And then I'll see what our cap situation is looking like for Randall Cobb and Clay Matthews. There's a chance we'll re-sign all of them. But, I mean, in the case of Clay Matthews and Randall Cobb, this is now sometimes when you get those Jags and Falcons that for some reason never get re-signed. Might be able to get similar players for similar amount of money, except you get a big-time upgrade in terms of the youth and potential growth. All right, in the end of the season, look at that. Just got a playoff berth. Very nice. 12-4. Hey, we got an NFC North title, just edging out the Minnesota Vikings, who won 11-5. The Bears are also competitive. Taking a look at the season stats for Mr. Aaron Rodgers. Not as good as last year. Might not have our back-to-back MVP award, but still, almost 5,000 passing yards, 32 touchdowns, 12 picks is pretty damn acceptable. We'll round it up to 1,000 yards and 15 TDs from Aaron Jones, doing his thing. Receiving, we got 108 receptions, 1,300 yards, 6 TDs from Jordan Nelson, who we were able to re-sign. 100 yards, 1,374 yards, 6 TDs from Devontae Adams, 936 and 5 from Cobb, who we were able to re-sign. We were able to re-sign all those free agents that we were able to talk about. I just offered them whatever the base deal was, and they all accepted, which was excellent. 600 yards, 4 TDs from Barnage. Aaron Jones chipped in here. Aaron Jones has been a monster. Almost 20 total touchdowns on the year for him. On the defensive side, 160 tackles from Blake Martinez, 103 from Clay Matthews. We got 13 sacks from Nick Perry, 10 from Mike Daniels, 8.5 from Clay Matthews. Kelly, oof. Shout out to the Chip Kelly rebuilds. We got 4 picks from Randall, 2 from Martinez, 2 from Jones, and 2 from Clinton Dixon. A couple singles there. Look at the yearly awards. MVP went to Le'Veon Bell, with Aaron Rodgers coming in at number 4. In the NFC Offensive Player of the Year went to Mr. Aaron Rodgers. Very nice. Defensive Player of the Year went to Blake Martinez. Man, this guy is absolutely wrecking it up right now for us. Very good to see that. Nick Perry coming in at number 5. Offensive Rookie of the Year. No one. Defensive Rookie of the Year. Oh, Mike Hughes coming in at number 3. That's about it. Still, good year. Literally not good. Not like it's from a stat standpoint as good as last year, but the team. It's all about the team here. So now we're sitting at a 12-4 record. It's only year 2, so we're gonna, sim this playoff push. Hopefully we get a Super Bowl though. And we're opening up at home, hosting the 12-4 Philadelphia Eagles. Carson Wentz going up against Aaron Rodgers in a battle of the 2 best quarterbacks in the NFL, in my biased opinion. So let's jump into it. Hopefully we can get the job done. All right, here we go against some damn Eagles. Usually, when I play the Eagles, the Packers are a team we struggle against, but I assume the sim, it might not be the same way. So the Eagles get a quick 3-0 lead. We're able to get, oh, here we go. It might be a thing here. 14-10 for your Green Bay Packers currently. Trying to go up another one. Doug Peterson thinks he knows the Green Bay Packers, thinks he can scheme. He had Brett Favre come and give the team a speech. Will it work? Will it pay dividends? Who knows? But it's looking like this is definitely a shootout here. Already almost 60 points total. We settle for a field goal, tied at 31. Very crucial fourth quarter here. Oh, our defense is kind of gassing, but they get the ball back to Aaron Rodgers. You're giving Aaron Rodgers one drive to make you pay. It's just like this. At the end of the game, gets the touchdown, not the field goal that you so often see in the sim. I guess Aaron Rodgers is one of the few players that could strictly surpass the sim and gets the touchdown as the Packers knock out the Philadelphia Eagles to move on to the NFC Championship. 279. 3 TDs from Aaron Rodgers, 34 yards from Aaron Jones, 135 from Devontae Adams. Great showing from Carson Wentz, 353 and 4 as well. But that is, we got to take off our Eagles cap here. They already got their Super Bowl. Trust me, I'll remind you about it countless times throughout this offseason. But this is more so for the Packers. Let's see the ticket here. Who are we playing? Well, we're not going to know who we're playing yet anyway. So let's move on. Let's do it. Let's get the Super Bowl year 2, and then we can just strictly focus on a rebuild for the last 3 years. And here we go with the Super Bowl on the line, taking on the Atlanta Falcons. This is usually the last big push of the Falcons. They used to get decimated in this offseason, losing pretty much everyone. Deion Jones, Devondre Campbell, Austin Hooper. So they're trying to make a push here. And we're settling for field goals if they jump out to a 3-touchdown lead. There you go. There it is. Just waiting for it, baby. We need some. We're settling for field goals left, right, and center here. Aaron Rodgers is probably very frustrated. Knows that this is not going to get the job done. But they're running into a team here in Atlanta that's clearly not capable to re-sign their team. But I mean, we're giving them it all here. Nice little valiant effort near the end. I'm proud of this. I'm medium proud of this team. Don't only lose by a touchdown when all is said and done, but the fact that you're just settling for field goals when you're down 3 scores kind of tells you, the Sim's just a little annoying. But I mean, decent playoff push. At least we got a couple wins under our belt here. 296, 2 TDs from Aaron Rodgers, 92 yards from Devontae Adams, but Matt Ryan was on fire. Our defense is still a work in progress. We still have some transition going on. We still have some young players that we need to develop. So I'm not too worried. I know this is definitely not going to be the last time the Packers are going to make a deep playoff run. So let's wash our hands dry of year number 2, get into the offseason, and get this team even more ready for a Super Bowl run. All right, so now looking at free agency, there's definitely a couple interesting options for sure. Aguilar would be interesting, but I did re-sign Randall Cobb, and I feel like that's going to be too much money. We have to probably deal with Aaron Rodgers' contract next offseason. Darby's interesting, but I'm going to gamble that Hughes and Randall should be serviceable enough. But then we go, okay, Khalil Mack here. We do have Clay Matthews, an outside linebacker. Everyone knows, doesn't matter what scheme, move Khalil Mack to defensive end. He's going to be a beast. We're currently leading by 1 point, but I want to try to get at least a 5-point lead. Khalil Mack, we'll go with that. I do kind of want to. We have enough money to probably. Let's see what Darby needs. Can we just? Okay, we'll go. I'll go with this. We're not gonna go Aguilar. If we can land one of these two, I'll be fine. Because I just feel like Randall's 27. He's 83. He's probably not gonna develop much more. Darby's younger and he's already an 88. And our secondary, I think, is probably an area we want to get better at. If we can get both of them, that'd be an exceptional free agent period. Just getting the 2 top dogs, and we didn't get either one of them, which is quite awesome, quite excellent. We didn't get either one of those guys. Absolutely love that. I mean, we're not going to get Aguilar. There's no one else there that we need. All right, well, another kind of blank off season. See what happens next year. Look at this draft class, man. I'm sick. This is getting me better. 80 overall tight end, normal dev. 77 outside linebacker, normal dev. 80 corner, normal dev. 75 DN, normal. 78 middle linebacker, superstar. 76 fullback. Let's get these guys edited out. All right, so here's our draft class. Not a lot of big names to most of you guys now, but I assume around this time next year, you're going to know a lot of these people. We have CJ Conrad from Kentucky, will be regarded as probably a top 3 tight end in next year's draft class, which is going to be on paper right now. Pretty weak tight end class, I feel. I couldn't even reuse a better tight end, but he's going to be our starter from Kentucky, 80 overall. We have Porter Gustin here, who is a lot of people thinking a Clay Matthews regen, 77 overall. Normal dev. We've already used them once before, but we're starting to run thin on prospects, and we're going to start doubling up because I don't want to waste some of these big, high overall players that might turn into be superstars on some lower guys just because I've never used them before. But when there's still some good guys in instances, I will still use them. Then we have in the second round, smooth criminal himself, Michael Jackson from the University of Miami, 80 overall. This guy's a really good player. He pretty much lived with the turnover chain for the Hurricanes last year. So we have him now in the secondary. Him with Mike Hughes and Demarius Randall's looking nice. We have Joe Deneen from Kansas, middle linebacker, 78 superstar. Probably will take over for Ryan for the backup. Well, not really a backup because we run a 3-4, but the second linebacker spot behind Blake Martinez, which is a great get. Other than that, man, we left this guy as is. Same with the fullback. Great draft class. let's jump into year number 3 and hopefully do the deed and get the Super Bowl ring. All right, as we get ready for year number 3, things pretty much still the same. I haven't been able to hit on any free agents, and you know the starters. Everyone on the offense stays the same. CJ Conrad is now our new starting tight end. We see some regression here in Jordy Nelson, Aaron Rodgers, and Randall Cobb. On the defense, again, pretty much the same. Kenny Clark's up to a 94. We have Hughes here with Randall and Mr. Michael Jackson, smooth criminal himself. The starters pretty much stay the same. I'm giving Deneen the start over Ryan, even though there's a little bit of a difference. He does have the superstar dev all right, so he should be able to make up that overall difference. All right, let's see what happens here in year number 3. All right, so we're at contract time. It looks like Aaron Rodgers is now in the business of doing one-year deals, and I don't think I've seen him retire once in a 5-year rebuild. If he does retire, that is going to be something that I am not playing for whatsoever. Maybe I need to start thinking about drafting a QB. But that's not a massive amount of money. We should be able to re-sign him, bring back Kenny Clark, bring back Blake Martinez, Mike Daniels. Yeah, I mean, we should be fine. But that's probably the only thing we got to worry about now, is that he only wants this one-year deal, and players usually only start requesting one-year deals when they're close to retiring. So, yeah, we'll wait and see. Developing news here in the Packers rebuild. So let's get these guys signed up, and hopefully we can make a postseason push this season. At the end of year 3, no playoffs? Okay. Well, we were able to re-sign Aaron Rodgers and all those big names. Whoa. 6-10. Last in the NFC North. We go from one game away from the Super Bowl to last in the NFC North with no roster turnover. 5,000 passing yards, 35 TDs, 17 picks. So that's pretty high here for Aaron Rodgers. Running the ball has been, Aaron Jones is kind of plateauing there. Receiving, big years from Jordy Nelson, Cobb, and Devontae Adams. 3,000-yard receivers. Pretty dominant. Who shit the bed here on the offensive line? Sam Jones. Defensive front, we got 143 tackles. Blake Martinez, 116. Nick Perry, 103 for Josh Jones. We got 12.5 sacks. Clay Matthews, 9.5. Mike Daniels. 3 picks, 2 picks, 2 picks, 2 picks. I mean, we could add more turnovers in the secondary, I suppose. MVP went to Leonard Fournette. Whoa, that's a first. Not seeing Aaron Rodgers even make that once. Okay, maybe I should have signed Nelson Aguilar then. We'll go NFL. No shit. We'll go NFC. Offensive Player of the Year went to Todd Gurley, with Aaron Rodgers coming in at number 5. Defensive Player of the Year went to DeMarcus Lawrence with, we have no one. Offensive Rookie of the Year, we had CJ Conrad coming in number 7. Our fullback there, number 8. Michael Jackson coming in number 2. Runner-up for Defensive Rookie of the Year, Joe Deneen coming in number 4. Some of our players, our rookie players, played well, but that's actually an uncharacteristically high turnovers for Aaron Rodgers. But again, I thought this team's well built enough that doesn't, strictly hinge on Aaron Rodgers having to have an MVP-like season for us to make the playoffs. I guess that was false. So, all right, year 4. Let's just forget this year ever happened. All right, so we're at the free agency period. We have $42 million. Just a couple big names. We got Austin Hooper. We got Yannick Ngakoue. He's not necessarily a scheme fit. I just feel like he's going to excel regardless. So we went in on the big dog. Big bidding on him. We could probably... Devondre Cable wouldn't be a terrible option, but there's kind of a bidding war going on there, and I don't think we would get him. A couple other guys, Yeah, you know what? Actually, we'll see if we can place a bid here on Miles Jack. He certainly could help out our team here. Oh my God, over $80 million. See, I'm still sick. That's how bad these offers are. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think there's a whole lot there. And our guys aren't developing. That's the frustrating thing. All the guys we've drafted that have been in the ages for like 82, 83, they've only got up 1 or 2 points a season. I don't know what it is. There's just no development here for Mr. Mike McCarthy. We'll sim here just to see if we can land Ngakoue. That's our big fish. We've yet to land a free agent, too. That also isn't helping things. And look, we didn't get either one of them. This is ridiculous. All right, year 4. Cool. Let's see what we can do. I know the Green Bay Packers don't make big free agency signings, but I didn't know it was this bad. All right, so here's our draft class. Luckily enough, man, we've been dominating our draft classes. If not, with how bad we've done in free agency, we've been getting rocked. But we're able in the first round here to get Jonathan Taylor, one of the best freshmen in college. Luckily enough, Wisconsin, Green Bay, local boy, quick, 81, nice little running back right there. Obviously, he's not as high as Aaron Jones, but, the Aaron Jones experiment, the meme, it can only last for so long. Something needs to change, and I think this guy here can give us, the balance that we finally crave. We have yet to have a 1,000-yard rusher. So let's see if Jonathan Taylor from Wisconsin can do it. And then in the second round, we get a 77 superstar defensive tackle that we made a defensive end. He did not attend the combine. Very rare this year. I find like last year, Madden 17, that when the guys wouldn't attend the combine, they'd be studs. More often than not this year, like they're in the 60s, or they're positions that you kind of want to know what they did in the combine. This year was a D tackle. I just said, screw it, let's go for it. He's a little bit undersized, so he'll fit as a D end. Boom. So we made him Sam Miller, who's a really, really good freshman defensive end for the University of Northwestern, or Northwestern University, whatever you want to call it. Then we get a couple 70s to round out the draft. The 76 tackle here in the 6th round was the highlight, but no real starters or anything like that. Tried to land a wide receiver, couldn't get one. But we got 2 more new starters, so, you know, it's setting us on the right foot somewhat for the final-ish push. Hopefully, next year's offseason, we'll have to renegotiate with Aaron Rodgers if he doesn't want to. If Aaron Rodgers wants to retire, though, we're absolutely screwed. If not, I'm going to overpay for all the free agents because we're going to probably need to make some moves. I don't know if this year's going to be the year, but fingers crossed. So let's jump into it. All right, so for year number 4, not going to lie, roster kind of sucks comparison. Our offensive, like I said, man, I don't know what it is. Literally, Daniel's superstar dev, right? We have the offensive line package. He's now gone down. He lost the development trait. Is not developing whatsoever. Phillips and Jones have done a decent job. But now Rodgers is regressing. We lost Jordy Nelson because he's retired. Offense is definitely looking on paper as weak as it's been. On the defensive front, we'll go Sam Miller here as a starter. I mean, Hughes is not developed at all. 83 overall. That's about it. Yeah, man. Jones is not developed at all. He's superstar dev. So I don't know what to tell you, man. It's, I don't know. Maybe the Packers are a little low-key. You figure because Aaron Rodgers always wins MVP, they're overpowered. I mean, there's not a lot. I mean, we haven't been able to hit on any free agents, even though we're overpowering them. No one wants to come to Green Bay. I know it's a smaller market, but I figure with Aaron Rodgers here, plenty of people would want to come to play. But that's probably the biggest thing because our drafts have been insane. This is definitely some of the best drafting we've had. We just haven't been able to get any free agents to come to the team, which certainly has, hurt us in the long run. But here we go, year number 4. See what happens. All right, so for contract time, at least Aaron Rodgers is coming back for 1 more year. We'll pay him whatever he needs to come back, so we'll have him for the full 5 years. Bakhtiari will get some money, as well as Josh Jones. Everywhere else, we have backups ready to take over. So yeah, there we go. Delegating some money to Aaron Rodgers. We still have $60 million worth of cap, so if we can actually somehow, some way find a free agent that wants to come to Green Bay this offseason, we'll make a move for him. All right, in the end of year number 4, no playoffs. This is very frustrating. 8-8 on the year, somewhat close. Very competitive NFC North at the top end. Could have went either way. Look at how Aaron Rodgers did. Balled out. 5,400 yards, 42 touchdowns. Interceptions have been kind of high for Aaron Rodgers. I don't know if that's always the case. Running the ball, we finally broke 1,000 yards here with Jonathan Taylor with the rookie 8 TDs. Good, respectable rookie season. 1,500 yards, 13 TDs for Vontae Adams. 100 catches for Cobb. We got this guy, Sergio Monroe. A little no name, but still puts up pretty much anyone. That's like one of those things, man. When more and more I think about it, the more and more maybe I just should have not signed any of these wide receivers because anyone will excel in this scheme and put our money elsewhere. We got 10 touchdowns, though, from C.J. Conner. That's a big-ass year from him. 327 and 5 from Jonathan Taylor. On the defensive side, we got 156 tackles from Blake Martinez, who's a straight-up tackling machine. 10 sacks, Mike Daniels. 9 from Nick Perry. 8 from Kenny Clark. We got 3 picks from Clinton Dix. 3 from Demarius Randall. 2 from Hughes. 2 from Jackson. So the secondary is still a work in progress. Not that great. MVP went to Le'Veon Bell with Aaron Rodgers coming in at number 2. But really, we just want the playoff berth. Offensive Player of the Year went to Mr. Aaron Rodgers. Defensive Player of the Year went to Aaron Donald. We have Blake Martinez coming in at number 7. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to our boy Jonathan Taylor coming in first. We got Monroe here. Actually, look at that, the rookie. All right, cool, Monroe. Coming in number 4. I'll take that. All those numbers. Bryant here. Sam Miller coming in number 7. So, I mean, we have some good individual performances, but the team performance of an 8-8 is not going to get the job done. So now we're setting ourselves up for a year 5 Super Bowl or bust scenario. I mean, when your back's against the wall, I'd much rather have Aaron Rodgers than half the other people here. It's just been a frustrating rebuild, to say the least. Maybe it's because I'm under the weather. I'm not my tip-top self. But even then, man, our drafts have been as good as any draft ever. So Maybe it's just the Packers. I can't force these free agents to come with me. I might be able to, sure, yeah, buy the FA packages for the coach. But, I mean, I'm more so every time we got to buy the dev packages to build up this O-line. So, yeah. Hopefully we can sign someone in free agency. Let's jump into that now. All right, so when it's Super Bowl bust time, that means we're going to be spending all of our monies. So, I'm not going Dalvin Cook just because I want to let Jonathan Taylor try to be the lead dog here. But other than that, though, we got John Johnson, who's a 99 with the scheme. We're paying out the ass superstar. I mean, that's absolutely absurd for him to get to that point. But okay, we got Brandon Brooks, who will play at left guard. We got Pat Elflein. We're trying to bid. We won't get him, obviously. Adam Thielen. Okay, sure. Let's get Adam Thielen in here. We got the kicker, the best punter available. See if we can get any of them. If we don't lose, like it's like the Giants rebuild. Remember when we did the Giants? No free agent, no matter what we did, would come. I figured that's just because Ben McAdoo's an absolute creep. Let's see. We got Gostowski, we got Johnson, we got Dixon, we got Thielen. We lost Brandon Brooks. That kind of sucks because we needed a guard. But all right, I'll take that. I'll take a couple of those wins. That's a couple wins here. We got a couple wins, baby. I'm sure we can draft a guard that can start. You know, shake the dice. We're playing Yahtzee. Put the dice in the red little cup, rattle it up. That's pretty much going to be the same amount of probability that we're going to get a high roll as we are. The sim is going to make us win and go into the playoffs. So, year 5, let's do it. All right, just quickly look at the draft class. This draft class definitely stretches the word of realistic in the rebuild because I literally just kept drafting offensive linemen to see which one would be my eventual starting left guard. So we got a, excuse me, a 78 center, 79 right tackle. We got a 78 right guard. We'll figure out which one of these guys is the highest, and that will be our left guard. Other than that, that was pretty much our only goal. We got a 76 tight end in the 5th round. That wasn't too shabby. Other than that, it was just like I said. We're just trying to throw as many guard offensive line picks at the wall, see what will stick, and put ourselves in the best spot to win this Super Bowl in year 5. All right, so for year number 5, here's our final roster. We have Aaron Rodgers, 94. We got Jonathan Taylor up to an 86 after winning the Offensive Rookie of the Year award. We have Cobb, Adams, and Thielen, who came over by free agency. CJ Conrad's emerged to a very nice tight end. He's an 85. Offensive line just did some reshuffling here. No one below a B, so that's acceptable. On the defensive side, not a whole lot in terms of development. Like I said, man, Hughes has been disappointing. He's developed 1 point pretty much since we've drafted him. Kenny Clark's a 95, though. He's been a beast. We got Joe Johnson, or John, is it Joe or John? It's John, right? 'Cause that's how stupid it is. We got him in free agency. It was a big time get, 98. The rest of it's, this team's probably the best team, you might say, from our year 1 to this. It's probably the best team, which is never the best when you're first team, and when you finish a team, those are the best. Like, that's your window. We were just terrible for years 2 through 4. But I feel like we could make a push. Definitely could make a playoff push here. So let's do the damn thing. And here we are at season's end, and no playoffs. Awesome. Finished with a 7-9 record. Yeah, man. It's pretty brutal, to be honest with you. I'm putting the Green Bay Packers in the whole cursed category. The only reason why I got one big free agent in Johnson was I paid I think $10 million more than the second biggest bid. Other than that, no free agents wanted to come here, which is probably if I had to find the defining issue, because we have Aaron Rodgers. He dominates in the sim. We had for the most part a wide receiver core: Devontae Adams, Randall Cobb, and Jordy Nelson. They were all 85 plus. Offensive line was never terrible, and defense had some studs. We had 90s here, and Daniels and Clark. We had some guys here on defense that have made plays throughout. Martinez has been a tackling machine. Dix has been serviceable, and just couldn't figure it out, man. So yeah, this is gonna be one of those ones that goes up to you guys. If you guys struggle with the Packers in your rebuilds, Aaron Rodgers, 5,100 yards, 35 touchdowns, 16 picks is not bad. 1,000 yards, 13 TDs here for Jonathan Taylor, pretty respectable. 3,000 yard receivers. It's pretty much cut and paste every single year, but we're not getting wins. This prolific offense is not getting wins. The defensive side, we got 140 tackles here from Blake Martinez. 6 out. We did not get out of the quarterback whatsoever here. That's a big spot right there. Interceptions were up though, 4, 4, 3, 2, 2. So the turnovers were probably up, but the sacks, yeah, putting pressure on the quarterback was definitely down. No double digits. No one even close to double digits. And yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of mystified. I don't know why this didn't work, but it just did not work. And it's like, you know, when I talk about, when we do the second time around, where we do the rebuild revivals, I just don't want to play the Packers. This is demoralizing. Like, this should have been a high-profile offense. This should have been going to playoffs, getting to play with them, just, you know, racking up insane amount of yards through the air. And it was just not that. So, maybe we just found out, maybe the point of this video was finding out that the Packers, maybe, with all of their face value anyways, studs for the sim, maybe they just can never win the big one, because I can't even really recall them being a deep playoff favorite in the NFC, sorry. Usually it's either the Eagles, it's the Falcons, sometimes you see the Seahawks, but I'm not seeing a lot of Green Bay, and it's kind of like in real life, man. Green Bay is definitely a team you could probably say right now is a bit of an underachiever. The fact that they have Aaron Rodgers in that offense and they only have one Super Bowl under their belt, something's kind of awry there. They've never really had that balance. We brought that balance. We have a monster in Jonathan Taylor. We had a pretty good defense, and we still could not find a way to win. So, on that just disappointing note, thank you for watching Rebuild. Hopefully my voice wasn't too crappy. I pretty much had to stop and record like 2 minutes at the most, because it saved my voice there a little bit. But, you know, I do it for the people. I'm not going to miss out a whole week on Rebuild, so it's only a couple days late, and I'm expecting everything to be back to normal. It'll be Rebuild next Friday, which is going to be a rebuild that I just want to get out the way. It's going to be the Dallas Cowboy rebuild, because I'm doing all the teams, and I just don't want down the stretch. I want to be looking forward to, like, finishing the rebuilds and winning some Super Bowls. At least with Dallas, you know, we're not going to make it a full-blown Chip Kelly rebuild, but I just want to get it out of the way. So the Dallas Cowboys rebuild is going to be this Friday. For those of you that are probably just going to click it, watch it, support me, and then skip it, because it's the damn Cowboys. But, yeah, thank you guys for watching. This is your first time stopping by. Don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button if you're new. Do that. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. Leave a comment in the comment section below if you've had your own personal struggles with the Green Bay Packers, or if you have a reason to why I think I sucked in this rebuild. Let me hear it. And until next time, it'll be C4. Saying peace out.